There we are. I'm not sure, but I think we're live. Can you see me, Michelle? Am I live this morning, this afternoon, or whenever it is? As you probably can see, hello everyone. My name is Rosemary Altea. Let's do this properly. For those of you who don't know who you're looking at, yes, it is really me, Rosemary Altea, and today is our healing day. Please forgive me if I keep coughing, because every now and again I'm afraid this wretched cough is lasting and lasting and lasting. But aside from that, I'm fine, and I hope that you're all doing fine. Today is our Healing Hands Around the World, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Somebody asked me the other day, well, what exactly does that mean? You know, you can't sort of literally hold hands with everyone around the world, but no, in some sort of metaphorical sense, mind, it's, you know, with the mind, using your energy and connecting with all of those who are of like mind and like energy with you. You know, the mind, the power of the mind is without a doubt, excuse me, got an itchy nose. The power of the mind is without a doubt the most powerful and the most positive thing that we possess. When I say positive, I'm saying it's the most powerful and positive when we use our thoughts and when we use our mind in a positive way. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who, and especially at this time, become so despondent, so negative. You know, I mean, it's so easy to complain, isn't it? Yes, we're all trapped inside. I do have to be honest, I'm not exactly trapped inside. I have a nice house sitting on a small lake with a nice swimming pool and a cage around it so the flies don't get in and nothing buzzes or bites me, and I can go outside anytime I like. So anytime you're feeling I'm stuck in this apartment, I can't go anywhere, sort of close your eyes and visualize that you're sitting with me outside reading, or in the pool, or wherever it is you want to be. The mind is the most powerful and the most positive thing we possess, and with it we can do anything. Yesterday, I know we're not supposed to go out anywhere, but yesterday I went to Disneyland. What, you might say? You went to Disneyland, but surely Disney's closed, so it might well be. I went to Disneyland, and then I went to Legoland. Where else did I go? I know. I went to the future, and I flew in a car that had wings. Can you believe it? A car that has wings. You all know right by now, you're sensible enough to know that I was with my grandson, and the imagination and the mind power that can take us anywhere at all that we want to go, and the imagination that we can create, especially with our children, is just simply mind-blowing. So the next time you feel I'm stuck in here, I'm going crazy, I can't stand, if I don't get out of these four walls anymore, please understand that, like that, this is what I tell my grandson. Of course, he's 7, but I'm telling all of you because honestly, it works like that. If you sit back, and especially those of you who use, sort of meditations, or you, the meditations that I have are guided meditations. We can travel anywhere in the world, or as my grandson and I did, we went around the universe, and we had so much fun. Now, it's fun if you do it with your kids. But you can do it with your teenagers. Michelle, you can do it with your teenagers. When they get bored, when they're moaning and complaining, you say, okay, let's go off to Madagascar. Let's go to, I don't know, some one of the most phenomenal places that I've ever been to, physically and otherwise, is Hong Kong, and going to some of the markets that they have there. Amazing. And if you put yourself in that place and you sort of decide, all right, where am I going to go off to today? You can actually, using your imagination, using the power of your mind, you can really go anywhere you feel like going, and you can even visit people that you've not visited for a long time. Aside from that, aside from using mind power, which I'm all about, we do have our technology. So with technology, you can go anywhere you like as well, can't you? I mean, you really can. So we've got FaceTime. We've got, what else have we got? We've got Messenger. What are we using today? We're using Facebook today. There are all kinds of different apps, and most of them are free, where we can go into anyone's home around the world. You can visit with your friends around the world, or maybe even the neighbour next door. But you do not have to be despondent. You do not have to be trapped or stuck anywhere. Anyway, so Hands Around the World means basically that we connect our mind power and our mind energy with all of those people who are connecting with us, all of those people who are either on our healing list or are connecting with us as healers, or simply just as people who want to join with us to say a prayer. And that's all healing is about. It's just sending out our healing prayers, connecting with our higher self. Some of you might say, what does that mean then? Connecting with our higher self. I suppose it means connecting with that spiritual part of us. And we can do that really, really easily. There are techniques, but for purposes of sending healing in a simple way like this, all we have to do is just sort of say a prayer. And now, if you were in a church service, they'd tell you to bow your heads and say a prayer. You don't actually need to bow your head. In fact, if you want to lift your head up to the heavens and talk to God, or talk to whoever is out there and sort of look them right in the eye and do it, that's okay too. It's when the church suggests we bow our heads, they're asking for some humility, quite right too. But what I'm saying is, if you want to pray, you don't have to be in a church. You can be anywhere. You can be in a garden. You can be in your house. You can be on your sofa. You can be in the kitchen cooking. You'd be amazed how many prayers I've said over the years while I've been standing over the stove. Dear God, don't let this bacon burn. Please don't let me burn those eggs. Little things like that. Little prayers, little thoughts going out into the universe, and connecting with like minds and like force and like energy. So you really, really, really do not have to be trapped. So don't say, well, how do I do it? Think of the times when you were a kid and you let your imagination run riot. Think of the times that you were reading a book and you could put yourself in that place where these adventures were happening, or just as I do with Reese. Oh, come on, let's go somewhere. He's stuck in his apartment and I'm stuck in mine. Let's go somewhere, and he's on board. We've been doing this since he was a year or 2 years old or something. We'd sit on his sofa and I'd look at him and say, okay, now we're on the bus. Do you want to be the bus driver, or shall I be the bus driver? Get your inner child going. Get the excitement flowing. If you don't have children to play with, then you can do it with your dogs. You can do it with your cats. You can just do it by yourself if it comes to that. Or get a group of friends together and say, let's explore our imaginations today, because this is what we need. We need to be thinking positively. We need to be thinking, really sort of putting ourselves in a place where things are good. There are so many of us at the moment, I know, sort of looking at the news. Every bit of news and every newscaster you listen to tells you something different, don't they? But we're all about the virus. We're all about what's happening now and how many people have got it now and who died and so on and so forth. And I do know that it's a topic that of course we're interested in, of course, and we should be. And of course we should be aware of it, but it shouldn't be the whole of it. It shouldn't be all of it. It shouldn't be our entire life focusing. It shouldn't be every minute of every day listening to the news. So I'm pleased for those of you who have joined me today, because while you're talking to me today, listening to me today, you're not watching the news. But anyone who comes after, when it's not live, and listens to this when it's not live, I'm going to say this one thing: switch off the TV. Stop listening to the news. Stop devouring every little bit of information. We do need to be informed, but we are overloaded, aren't we? We're just overloaded by it and just pulled down by it and depressed by it. And I, for one, refuse to buy into it. And I talked, the last time we were talking about this, I talked about the infection of fear. And this is what drives us, the media coverage. They don't tell us really what's going on. Half the time, they don't know what's going on. There comes a moment in our lives, in any crisis, no matter what that crisis is, there comes a moment in any crisis where we just have to either jump off the bridge or let go and let God. And I'm not going to jump off the bridge, and I know you're not going to jump off the bridge either, are you? You're going to hold my hand. We're going to have hands around the world, and we are going to now take a moment to say our prayers and to lift our heads to the sun and to lift our heads to God and to the universe and to the universal God force that is out there. And we are going to combine our energies and join together to send healing to the world, to each individual around the world. It seems like a huge task, doesn't it? You know, I always say, but I'm only one little person. But if we can, as one little individual and another individual standing next to them and another one standing next to them, if we can combine our energy and combine our positivity, we can turn this thing around. We truthfully really, really can turn it around. So for these few moments, stop fearing what you can do nothing about. Stop worrying about the things that you cannot change, and let go excuse me, let go and let God, and let's combine our energy and let's combine our prayers to that end. So we are going to, for all of you out there who need healing for whatever reason, and there are many reasons, this is the time to visualize this huge energy. All of the people who are joining with us, hands around the world, joining with us to send out our prayers, to send out our energy. And even as you're receiving energy, don't be afraid to give it out as well, because the more you give out, the more that comes back to you. So, sitting in a nice chair, just sort of nice straight back if you can. If you choose to lay down, if you choose to sort of just chill out and lay down, that's okay too. But for most of you, I'd like you, wherever you are, palms upwards in a receiving position on your laps or on your legs, wherever it's comfortable. And we are going to now say our healing prayer. So please join with me, and then I'm going to talk you through our healing session just a little bit to help you, to guide you and to steer you. So we're going to have a guided meditation here. So, okay, deep breath. Breathe in through your solar plexus. I know you've done this before. Those of you who are thinking, what is she talking about? Go back and look at all the videos that we've done before, all of those videos that we've done that teach us how to breathe in through our solar plexus. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and let go. And relax. Let all out, all the way down into your fingertips. And again, breathing in through your solar plexus. Breathing in, and hold it, hold it, hold it. And let go, let go. Let that energy flow through you. Let it flow through your arms, all the way down your arms, out through your solar plexus, out through your fingertips. Let it go, let it go. And as we do our healing session, you're going to continue to do that gently. Don't be intense about it, please. And okay, and now, dear God, please allow us to participate in the healing process. Allow us to participate, to join with you, with that universal energy, that God force which surrounds us. Allow us to place ourselves into your hands. Allow us to place our universal being into that universal energy. Combining energies, combining that God force with our own force. Dear God, please allow us to participate with you and join in that God force and participate with you in sending healing to all of those around the world who may need it. And again, slowly, gently breathing in through your solar plexus. And you're going to do that slowly, gradually. You're going to be relaxing. For all of those of you who are wanting to receive that healing, just suck it up. Bring it into you. Relax into it. Breathe in through your solar plexus again, breathing in all of that universal God energy, breathing in that God force, that universal energy which is there for us to use so that we can relax and we can make ourselves whole and gentled and calm. And again, breathing in through our solar plexus, breathing in, holding and letting go. We are going to focus our energies, visualizing that blue healing energy. You can visualize it as a blanket being wrapped around you. You can visualize yourself lying on the green grass with blue sky above you. We can visualize that blue seeping into our very skin, seeping into our pores, seeping into the very inner workings of our mind, our heart, our soul. Just visualize that blue and take in as much for yourself as you possibly can. When you think that you've got enough, because we never do have quite enough, do we? But when you think that you are able to, and if you choose not to, it's fine. Just take it all for yourself, it's fine. But when you feel that you're able to maybe share or to reach out, so reach out with your mind, with your thoughts, with your energy. Visualize the world. Visualize wrapping blue energy all the way around this globe of ours, this beautiful earth of ours. Visualize that blue floating all the way around the outside of the globe, and then visualize it literally coming in like a fine, beautiful healing mist that is going to penetrate this earth of ours. It's going to penetrate this world of ours, and it's going to bring calm and peace and joy. So visualize giving healing to the world, wherever in the world people are. Don't worry necessarily about the individual countries. Just totally visualize the world itself going around on its axis, and around and around and around it. Visualize this blue beautiful healing cloud that is going to go around and encase and cover this beautiful world of ours. And as we're focusing on that cloud, visualize that this beautiful healing mist is going to just come in and penetrate our world and give our world what it needs, which is a beautiful healing bath, a beautiful healing mist of calm and peace and joy. And as you're visualizing that, this should also be, this mist, this blue, should also be swirling around you, because you are part of this world of ours. You're part of this earth of ours, this earth that needs so much nurturing and so much caring and so much love. And this is what we're hoping to do. So once again, visualizing this world of ours, visualize it as a globe, visualize it as a huge, beautiful planet, visualize wrapping it. Imagine that it's the most precious and the most beautiful thing, and we're going to wrap it, all of it, around and around and around as it spins and it spins. It's almost like it's gathering candy floss. I mean, what do you call it in America? Cotton candy. It's almost like it's going around and around and around in a cotton candy machine or a candy floss machine. And it's gathering and it's gathering and it's gathering as it's spinning around. It's gathering all this beautiful blue. Usually candy floss or cotton candy is pink, but ours is blue, and we're going to visualize the world spinning around and gathering this gorgeous blue mist all the way around it until the world is encased in it. And as it becomes encased in this blue healing energy, again visualize that it's going to seep right into this earth of ours. It's going to fill our planet. It's going to seep right in this beautiful blue healing mist, which is going to bring calm and peace and joy and well-being to our planet. Breathing in, take a break and continue visualizing. Remember, the mind is the most powerful thing that we possess. The power of the mind used in a positive way, in a beautiful way, in a prayerful way, in a healing way, will create the peace and the harmony within the world. So focus on that candy floss, cotton candy thing that is going on around, and you will feel as you do it, and the more that you do it, and of course we're only going to do it here for a few minutes, but when we're done with this, you can do this every single day. You are part of this planet. You're going to feel that this beautiful healing cotton candy floss substance, beautiful, gorgeous healing substance is going to surround you, encase you, and cocoon you. So we're actually cocooning our world. We are protecting our world by this visualization. And the more of you who do this, and the more you do this on a daily basis, the more our world has a chance to heal. We are going to cocoon our world in a healing energy. And using this process of visualization, we are going to fill our world with this beautiful mist, this beautiful healing mist. And one more time, breathing in through your solar plexus and holding and visualizing. I don't know about you, but I'm spinning, slowly, gently spinning around and around and being covered and cocooned in this safe, pure, beautiful God force, that beautiful universal God energy that surrounds us all. And relax and let that energy flow through you and out through your palm centers, out through your fingertips, and relax. Okay, now you can do this anytime. You can do it anywhere. A friend of mine said she went to the grocery store the other day and she was really frightened. It frightened her because half the people in the grocery store were wearing masks. Don't be frightened. Take action. You can stand in the middle of the grocery store, hold on to your shopping cart and visualize that blue cocoon wrapping around you, wrapping around everyone in the grocery store, wrapping around this world of ours. Don't be frozen in fear. Take action and do something about it and create the world that you want this world of yours to be. I try to create the world in the way that I want it to be. There are some things, of course, we don't have control over, but the things that we do have control over, we need to take control. Do not be frozen by fear. Please, please, please do not be frozen by fear. Take action, and take positive action. So personally for me, I'm going to be putting myself in this candy floss machine. Or what do you call it, Michelle? The cotton candy machine, right? The cotton candy machine. And if you've never been to the fair, let me tell you, there's this big giant drum, and it goes around and around and around, and they put a stick in, and it just coats and coats and coats and cocoons the stick with this just beautiful stuff. So, you know, imagine, it's usually pink, but sometimes it's green, and very often it's blue. So we're going to make our cotton candy blue. It sounds so odd for me to say cotton candy, because we always call it candy floss, which I love that, you know, the candy floss rather than cotton candy. But anyway, that's just me. All right, do we have any comments or questions, Michelle? Anybody participating with us in this?
We have a very large comment that looks to be written in either Spanish or Italian. I'm not sure which one it is, but I have no idea what it says.
Look, everyone, we love you. We love having you here. We love when you comment. But before you send your comments to us or your questions to us, can you go to Google Translate and have them translate it and then send it to us? We do not have the time or the ability to translate what you're writing. And you know, I speak a little Italian and a little bit of Spanish. Michelle, I don't know about you, but I
speak very little Spanish.
We whatever your language is, before you send it to us, and we love that you're participating. We love having you on here. But before you participate, could you please translate it before you send it, and then send it to us so we can read it? And it doesn't matter if it's in broken English, we don't care, but we can't help you, we can't connect to you, we can't make comments of our own, we can't say anything about whatever it is you're writing to us, because we can't read it. And anyway, there you have it. Michelle.
Marlene says that you're much more beautiful than a newscaster.
Oh, Marlene, thank you. That's so nice of you. All right. Well, you know, whatever works. Any
Violet's on.
Good morning, good afternoon. No, wait a minute. It's 6 o'clock where you are, my lovely. I hope you got my texts. How are you, my sweetheart? And what?
Violet says, "Hi, Rosemary. Love you, miss you, XX."
Love you, miss you, and what?
XX, hug.
Oh, XX.
It says, yeah, hug.
Okay. Me too. I'm still planning on coming in the summer. I've got to hear it. Absolutely can't get on a plane before I won't get on the plane. Just so everybody out there knows, I'm planning on going definitely to England and hopefully to Italy, but we have to wait and see if we can work that out. Next, anything else? Anyone else? A question or a comment or anything at all?
Roseanne is on, and she said, "Thank you so much."
Hi, Roseanne. You're very welcome. Keep going, Michelle.
That's it.
Oh, that's it? You mean, I keep seeing all these...
We've got a lot of hello everyone's, and Wendy was on, Marlene is on, Nicoletta's on, Violet was on, Sarah's on. Sarah says hi. So there's a lot of hellos, and Wendy, did I say Wendy was on?
Yeah. So no comments, no questions, nothing.
No, there's just a lot of hellos, and there wasn't even a lot of thank yous at that point. I'm sure that they're coming. But.
Okay. Well, you know, questions are good, comments are good. Any ideas that anybody has as to what they're up to, what they're doing? I was talking to my neighbour yesterday, who's she won't even come across the road. She's very nervous about the virus, and of course we all should be. So we should all take our precautions. But I was saying how lucky I am, because I'm a person who has so many things going on. I don't recall the last time anybody walked in the door. I think, yes, I do. A friend of mine, not last week, but the week before, went out with a daughter. They went shopping and brought me some stuff back. They opened the door, they flew in the door, and they flew out again. And and we all stayed like 10 feet away from each other. So just like everyone else, I'm on my own. Although, some of you have people with you. Michelle, you have 2 teenagers and a husband. I know that the teenagers doing schoolwork, right?
Oh yeah.
Which brings its it brings its own issues along with it. But I like many people. I'm here by myself. My puppy people say to me, "But you've got Cachorro," and I say yes, but he sleeps 90% of the time, which is perfectly fine. I have so many things that I do. I'm knitting a sweater actually for myself for the first time in forever. I can't remember the last time because I'm knitting for the baby, and anyway, I decided I'd started an Aran sweater about 2 years ago. I'd done the bottom, and then I couldn't decide. I couldn't decide what kind of a sweater. I still can't decide whether it's going to be a jacket, a V-neck, a round neck. I have no idea what it's going to be. But anyway, I'm more than halfway up the back, and I make my own patterns. So I'm doing cables and all sorts of things. So that, I can do that if I'm, at night time, if I'm watching TV. I like to read. I'm writing children's stories, and of course, there's all sorts of things going on. I cook, so don't be bored. Make yourselves busy. Michelle, what did you cook today or this week that we might want to know about?
Well, last night we actually went to the hot dog stand.
Oh, you did?
We did.
Okay.
I pulled out some chicken and it didn't thaw in enough time.
Okay.
So we had to go to a second resort. But tonight we're having a chicken fajita bake.
Ooh. Oh, if only I could come. If only I could share. If only I could have some with you.
Trust me, I'd like to get out of this house too.
Actually, I'm so fine. I'm not missing company because I was on FaceTime yesterday for most of the morning and into early afternoon, and there are Samantha's joined some sort of a group. It's a housewives thing. I've forgotten now what it's called. She did tell me what it's called, but it's an app, and there are loads of different apps and places that you can join. I often have invitations from people to, join this group or that group. I actually rarely take up invitations from people that I don't know because, well, you just don't know, do you, what you're going to get into. You have to be careful with Facebook, and you have to be careful with social media that you don't get involved in something that maybe you'd rather not get involved in. But I'm very fortunate because I've got lots of friends and lots of people who call me and I call them. And I was just talking to a friend of mine in England who's going to be doing some illustrations for my children's books. Can you imagine I'm doing children's books, Michelle? Oh, that's an applause. Is that applause?
That was.
And I was talking to somebody yesterday, a friend of mine, who said that a friend of hers had written this amazing book, and which highlighted, it was a story. She'd written a story, but it highlighted bullying, and it was very inspirational. And I have to tell you that the children's stories that I'm writing, they're very short stories, and for a person who always is writing inspirational stuff, these are just fun. They're not at all inspirational. There's one about the land of Jello. There's another one about a lonely mouse. There's a story about wishes and hopes and dreams, and on it goes. But none of them are really inspirational. They're just fun things that I think kids will like. And my grandson is my testing area, so he has to sit on the sofa and listen to a story and then another story and he listens very attentively. The last one that I read to him was about two kittens, two brothers, who decided that they would leave home and go off because they'd been inspired. They'd heard the story of Puss in Boots when Puss in Boots went to London town because the streets were paved with gold. So these two little kittens decided that they'd go off to London and see what it was all about. And my grandson was so wrapped up in it, when it came to an end, he sort of looked at me and he said, "But Mosey, that's not long enough." So maybe I made it a bit too short. But these are very cute, very easy, very fun stories. And so I busy myself all the time with these things. And there are things that all of us can do to busy ourselves. Any more comments? Any more questions?
You actually have a question from Violet.
Okay, Violet, go
I was
ahead.
waiting for you to
Go for it.
story. She says, in The Eagle and the Rose, you wrote about how you helped a doctor with his medical research.
Yes.
Is there anything you can say to those researching a vaccine?
Well, they're not coming to me, are they, Violet? They're not asking me. It's, it's a really good question. And I did help this. He was a scientist. He was a doctor of something or another, but he was actually a scientist. And from the information that his father gave to him through me, maybe that's a story I shall tell on Story Time on Saturday. You do know, everyone out there, that we're having Saturday story times. We told us, what did I tell a story about last Saturday? Oh yes,
Nino.
It was a
The
puppy.
puppies.
It was a puppy story that I told on Saturday. Maybe I'll tell that story this coming Saturday. But it's a obviously true story about a guy named Christian, and he was a scientist, and he he had his own laboratory and so on and so forth, and his wife happened to be a student in my class, and she went home and told him something that was so astounding and confusing. He thought, I've got to meet this woman. So he didn't come for a consultation. Instead, they invited me for tea, because he was a bit of a coward, really. Didn't really want to come for a consultation. He sort of wanted to come in the back door. And I went for tea. And as I was sitting there, we were just having tea very casually, and I saw his father. And the father started talking about a particular experiment that Christian was working on. And to put it mildly, Christian was blown away. How could his father possibly know about an experiment that he'd not even told anybody about, really, except his team who were working with him on this experiment? And the rest you have to wait until Saturday for, but it's a very interesting story. And Violet, thank you for reminding me of that story, because it's a very good story. It's a very powerful story. There are people like me. If anyone out there happens to be listening, we can actually tap into information that can really be helpful. If the police have already, they've been on board with people like myself for a long time. Open-minded people, the police who sort of are stuck with a case, or they'll, and I've helped the police on a few occasions. But also, people often come to me because they have health issues, or because they're not sure what to do, and so on and so forth. But if anyone out there involved in the research would like to come and talk to me, I'm happy to see what I can see. But I'm afraid, Violet, I can't storm the castle. They won't let me into the laboratories. They won't, if I go and bang on the doors, they're going to turn me away. So they have to come to us, unfortunately, rather than us go to them. It is the way of the world. And I'm not even sure I'd be able to help, but you never know, you never know. Any other questions, any other comments out there?
Violet said you're welcome.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay then. Well, we're done. It was good. We had a nice 40-minute visit. I will. Is it Wednesday today, Michelle?
I don't know.
I've forgotten. Yes, it
I
was.
think so.
Yeah.
It's got to be Wednesday.
Well, for all of you who are listening, who are part of my class, we're going to have a social gathering. I'm going to be bringing my vodka tonic. I haven't had one from, I can't remember the last time. I have to look and see if I've got any tonic. I'm going to bring my vodka tonic, and I might be bringing a bacon sandwich with me as well. You never know. But we're having a hangout. You know, I said earlier to people, there are so many different places that you can go to hang out, to join in. There are groups that you can join in with. No, unless you're a student of mine, sorry, you can't join in with us tonight. But I do hope some of the students will be there, because we're going to hang out, get to know each other better, and talk about nothing much at all. We're just going to be hanging out. And, you know, so if you are a person sitting by yourself and you're lonely, or you're sad, or you're depressed, or what have you, look in my eyes and let me tell you, nobody's going to come to you to fix it. You got to go out there. It's like you wait, you know, people wait, you know, young women even wait for Mr. Right to come along, but they don't go out of the house, or they don't go to social clubs, or they, you know, they don't join in different groups. Nobody's going to come knock on your door to fix it. We have the technology, and if you don't know how to use it, call a friend, call a family friend, call a, you know, whoever. Somebody will help you to fix this, the loneliness that you feel, or the sadness that you feel. And again, remember, everyone out there, the power of the mind is the most powerful thing that we have. I don't know about all of you, but I'm wrapping myself in candy floss, cotton candy, even as we speak. It's blue, it's glorious, and boy, do I feel really, really good. Thank you for joining me. We shall be back tomorrow morning at 11 Eastern Standard Time with our The Spirit World Sees All, which they truthfully do. And we'll be having questions and comments and so on and so forth. We shall be, myself and my co-host Al Pisano will be hosting our Everything is Attitude show tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and of course it will be class night, as well, as all of you out there who are my students will know. So until I see you again.
And then Saturday.
Pardon? Oh, sorry, yes. And the story time on Saturday. I forgot all about it, I keep forgetting. Where you might, unless I change my mind, of course, which I can do from time to time. I am a woman. I am allowed to change my mind. On Saturday you might hear the rest of the story about Christian the scientist, and how I helped him to develop the most amazing machine that everyone knows exists. Everyone, and particularly women, because it's all about the machine that actually measures bone density, which in effect stops or can halt the crumbling of bones and the deterioration of bones, particularly in women who it's all to do with hormones and estrogen and all of that stuff. And I was, yes, woohoo, really not me, but Christian's father, using me, using my abilities, we were able to actually give real information to Christian as to exactly how he could fix it so this machine works. And now these machines are in hospitals worldwide, and Christian is the inventor of this machine with the help of his father. See, people say all the time, don't they? You've heard it, Michelle. Well, why don't, mediums, why do they never tell us anything that's helpful or real? Well, listen to this story. I'll tell it on Saturday, and you will see that we do have a real input into how we can change things and how we can make real life-changing differences. And Violet, I thank you, because you are the inspiration that is creating now my story for Saturday. So until then, until I see you all again, If you want to know more about me, email rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com. If you would like to be on my emailing list, you must request. We don't automatically excuse me, put anyone in the email list. So if you want to be on my email list, and if you want to know more about when our online classes start, when our, what is it we're calling them? Conferences,
webinars.
what?
The webinars.
The webinars, we're going to be doing webinars, we're going to be doing all of that. If you want to know more about what I'm up to, if you want to know more about the stories, I've already got a sale too. I've sold 2 books to my friend yesterday. I'll take some from you, she said. So if you want to know more about what we're up to or what we're doing, please email me, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com. Michelle, lovely Michelle, she's lovely. She really is. She's a gem. She's a real gem. You know, in amongst gems, she really shines bright, and I'm so grateful to have her. And I'm saying that because I'm twisting her arm up her back to make sure that she never leaves me, ever. So, all right. So Michelle will be the one who will be answering your emails and your inquiries and so on and so forth. And so, thank you all for watching. You can see this all again, and if you want to sort of put yourself back in that, the meditation part, the healing part, just replay. It doesn't have to be live for it to work for you. So just replay, go back on all of the other shows that we've done, healing hands around the world. You'll find them on YouTube. You'll find this one on YouTube, and you'll upload it, or I never know if it's download or upload or whatever it is. But she's going to do both. She's going to be doing she's going to be doing downloading and uploading, so you can find it on YouTube if you'd like to. And in the meantime, until I see you again, please, all of you out there, stay safe, stay well, keep washing your hands, do what you need to do, and then go traveling somewhere, get your imagination going, go traveling, exploring. Just please have some fun today, find some fun in the day. And until I see you again, please have a very, very, very blessed rest of the day. And now I have to figure out how to press the button without my giant finger. It's not really it's only a little finger, but when it gets closer to the camera, it sort of kind of grows and grows and grows. So please, all of you, thank you for joining me, and have a very, very blessed rest of the day. Clicking.